Up, what's going on? Welcome to another show from My Thoughts. Your boy Sam. Today I got a guest with me, my boy Sean.
Gang, gang.
So we're gonna be reviewing the video that's kind of going viral with Cam going back and forth with his ex. We're gonna review this video first, and then a follow up to that of a lady giving her take on it shortly after this.
Those vibes.
Yeah. You got a boyfriend right now, Kelly?
No.
Exactly.
Why does that matter? Do you have a girlfriend right now, Cam?
I don't need nobody to protect and provide for me. I'm not looking for that. I'm just trying
You're
to
a
say.
man. I wouldn't expect that.
I'm just trying to say that this is the thing that you think that because you're dating somebody, like for instance, right? Give you an example.
So as a woman, if I share my body with a man, I shouldn't expect him to want to protect and provide for me? Is that what you would teach your fucking daughter?
The problem, so I'm not having sex with my daughter.
What are you talking about?
Just make up your mind.
No, it's not about having sex with your daughter. It's about, that's what you would teach your daughter.
Oh, teach your daughter. I'm sorry.
Worthless. She just having sex with a man that.
Okay, let's stop it real quick. Thoughts so far?
I mean, she sound upset, bro. But I don't think. I think she has a delusion of what a man expects, right? So what she expects. So, for example, just because you share about it doesn't mean I have to provide for you, right? It depends on the type of relationship we're having, right? And that's a different conversation we should have had before we even get to that part. Now, if you didn't have that conversation, you shared your body with me, I'm not providing, then that's you kind of take some onus on that, right? I'm not saying that you're bad because you should have both had that conversation, but if you didn't have that conversation, you didn't get what you thought he should think that you had as an expectation. That's not on him.
Right. I somewhat get what she's saying, or somewhat, and granted, there's more, but I agree with you to where, depending on our relationship and the conversations that we've had, doesn't mean just by default of you, quote unquote, sharing your body with me, am I obligated to give you thousands of dollars to invest or to start something? Unless we've had a conversation about that,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm reneging. But if not, once again, it can get testy. But let's continue.
Okay.
Doesn't want to protect and provide for her? Like what?
The problem is this: you want to protect.
You think
and
men
provide.
and women are equal?
No. What I'm trying to explain to you is this: for me, I rather invest in my female than give my female, and that's the problem.
You've never invested in me
because you had bad investments. That's why you're in nursing school. I'm trying to explain to you that the investments that you had weren't good.
That's not why I'm in nursing school. I've been working on my nursing degree since fucking 2019.
So so I was trying to see how Cam was trying to say it, and he's like, "That's why you're in nursing school." I was like, "Is he saying that you're in nursing school because you couldn't do any better, or you're in nursing school because the business venture that you started didn't work out?" Yeah, I think that's how he meant it. I don't know. He doesn't really go on to kind of clarify, but as you said, as you heard, he just said, it was a bad investment. And I think, now granted, that doesn't mean, let's clarify this too. Just because you're really good or excellent in one area or in one thing doesn't make you an expert in everything. And what I mean when I say that is, just because Cam is a good rapper and because that skill set may have afforded him to have different endorsements and different people wanting to use his name and or likeness for their product, doesn't necessarily make him a great businessman to where he can just recognize when something is a great business idea either. But that is to say that he may have been around in a certain room to be like, okay, this probably has the potential to sell, and or put her in front of people to listen to her pitch and say, all right, this is something that I think would definitely take off, and all of that, in that sense. But even still, it doesn't seem like that she really even took Cam's advice to heart, or that value his opinion on it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and we don't know the conversation that I see what you're saying, but we don't know the conversation that they had, right? Because we're still kind of playing scenarios. But I obviously whatever it is that she did, she didn't make a good choice, right? And so now he's like, you didn't make a good choice. So now this is your, I don't know if this is your fallback plan or,
That's what it
you
sounded like.
know,
That was her
yeah,
fallback.
yeah, your fallback plan. So it's like, yeah, you didn't make these, so that's why I didn't. That's why I didn't. She said that you didn't invest in me. And he's like, I didn't invest in you because you didn't make. And I think that comes back to depends on how deep into your spiritual walk, whatever. So whatever a man gives a woman, she multiplies, right? You give her your seed, she brings you a child, right? You give her a certain energy, she gonna multiply that and give you. So I believe that he obviously saw something in her to where like, okay, she's not gonna multiply what I give her, right? So he probably fell back or then give her whatever she was expecting of him.
Right. And then you can kind of hear, because I don't think, like, as the conversation kind of goes on and just kind of knowing some of Cameron's dating exes, I don't think
Mm.
they've been together or like for a minute, but you can still hear that it was hurt in her voice, like, yo,
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
you
oh yeah,
never invested in me. But then it's like at the same time, I don't know if she really expounded upon that versus them kind of just in this clip focusing on that particular business adventure. And I think that where her and some other women get it messed up is that, like she said, well, I'm sleeping with you, so then I feel like that you should give me money to invest in whatever it is I'm trying to do. And he's like, well, just because I have it doesn't mean that you're entitled to it if I feel that what you're asking me to invest in isn't going to be fruitful. Like you said, to I'm going to give you $25,000. That's what the thing, give you $25,000 and it's just going to disappear versus I'm going to give you $25,000 and you're going to make $250,000, 2.5 million,
right,
25 million. If I don't
right,
feel that that's going to be the return on my money, on my investment, then just because you're my lady doesn't mean that I need to invest or that I have to give you 25,000 cash just because I have it.
right. And I think once again, it just comes back to I call it the gender roles or the stigmas that people have, right? There's a lot of people, I'm not going to say women, but people in general, I feel like as a man, there's a certain expectation of you to do certain things, right? I'm supposed to buy this for you, I'm supposed to do all these things for you. But at the same time, what's for a man, I know because I'm speaking from a man's point of view, what is our status, right?
Mm.
What is my investment into you? We just kicking it? Yeah, I'll take you out, do a little few things here and there. But am I going to invest in you? No, because I know at the end of the day, this isn't I'm not going to, nobody invests into something just to have some fun. You invest in because you want to see a return. You want to see a profit. You want to see a future with this investment. That's what's called an investment,
Yeah.
right? That's what you said, right? If I'm going to give you $25,000, just okay, $25 to go spend, or am I going to give you $25 because I'm expecting a return?
Right.
If I know I'm not going to get a return from you, then no, I'm not going to invest. I'm just going to donate, right? Going to donate to charity. Well, not say charity is a bad word, but I'm just going to donate. I know that money's gone. I'm expecting nothing back from it,
Right. Right.
right? But I think a lot of people, not just men, don't expect, okay, well, they're supposed to do this for you. This supposed because you laid with me. No, we could have just been kicking it. But
Right.
what is the conversation that we've had? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if I told you, yeah, girl, I'm gonna give you the world, we're gonna do all these things, and then I pull back once I get what I get from you, yeah, then you got a reason to be in your feelings because you told me you were gonna invest in me. I'm doing the things to be investable, and you backing out.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. I agree.
Why you don't have it yet?
I opened the business to help me get through nursing school
And which was
because I needed a passive income.
which was a bad investment. Right. Anyway, like I was trying to explain, because it's a bad investment or somebody gives you an opinion, you reverse it into a nigga don't want to protect, provide, you never looked out for me, yo, you didn't really like you always looked past me, because I don't think what you were doing was going to make money for yourself or for me. That's how you revert it to say, yo, you never wanted to look out for me. You never did this for me. You never believed in me. You always looked past me, because I give you my real opinion on situations. It was a time where Sin and PT and Callie called me and said, Kim, you know what? You're right, man. I be bugging. Not with the club situation. One day she called, I couldn't believe it.
What happened back in the day, men's roles.
Okay. So this somehow, I think it jumps automatically into my next setup. But he said basically what you were saying, and somewhat what I alluded to where, yeah, it was a bad investment. Not that I didn't believe in you, but you told me what your investment was. I tried to give you my honest opinion, and you wasn't trying to hear that. So once again, it's still my $25,000 to give or to keep. So I get to make the judgment call on whether or not I give it or keep it. And if I deem that by listening to you, it wasn't a good business idea, then I get the judgment. And just like if roles were reversed and she had the money and she's like, yeah, Cam, you my guy, but this ain't a good business idea. That's her right to keep her money. So I don't understand, I guess, why she felt that it was his. And well, I take that back. I do understand because she feels that you got $25,000 to go buy fur pink mink coats. Then you got $25,000 to invest in your lady. That's why she feels that way. But he's still looking at it like it's still my $25,000.
And I think that's where, like I said, now a lot of things I see what people break down in relationship is communication, right? What was our status? If we were in a full fledged relationship, right,
Right.
then there's certain expectations, right? So if I'm in a full fledged, I expect you to support me. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, because we're supposed to be a team, a unit, building a future together. So yes, if you got $25,000, I don't think it's far stretched to expect that you would support me, right? But if they say no, you got to respect it. But then at the same time, retake a look at your relationship of where are we at? Because you got it, ain't hurting you to give it to me. Why
Mm,
can't you venture this? Okay, well, because I can't support you in this. Is it because you don't support me in my goals, or you just see this as a bad idea altogether, and you try to direct me and lead me away from this bad idea? If you say I'm gonna invest in garbage trucks, right? And honey, somebody already got that capitalized. Why are you investing in garbage trucks, right? But do you want to invest in something else that somebody else ain't done that we can see this return on? Because you invest in garbage trucks, everybody doing that, you ain't gonna make no money.
right.
And then I give you this $25,000 to support you, and then you say it comes back and it's like, oh, the garbage truck thing didn't work out. Well, I told you it wasn't gonna work out, so then when you come to the next idea, I'm gonna look at you with a side eye. But the last time you had a good idea and when a good one, you didn't want to listen. So why would I throw away my money on you?
Right. I mean, and that could definitely be a slippery slope or, put you in between a rock and a hard place. Because, like, once again,
100%.
on one hand, you definitely want to support your partner. But on the other hand, I ain't trying to just keep throwing 25 stacks away either. Like, regardless of whether I have it or not. Because I think people understand. They may try and act like they don't. It's one thing if I'm trying different business ideas and I'm throwing my $25,000 away. It's another thing if it's your business idea and I'm throwing my $25,000 away. You gonna feel some type of way, and that's just how humans are. Like we all get that. Like you're never going to, unless you're just one of those few individuals throughout the world, have more patience for me than yourself. That's just not how that goes.
Right, right. And I
So
agree, and I think that goes along with like to tackle on what you're saying, right? It's a lot of times people count your money and their money, right? Oh, you got it, so you should be able to throw it on me. And I'm like, but it's mine, and I don't want to throw it on here and throw it. You know what I'm saying? If it's a stupid, I don't want to do that. But it's like, but you got it though. I got it, but notice what you said. I got it. You ain't got it, right?
right,
So I'll throw. Yeah, if I'm in a committed relationship, yeah, I might throw a. If I got 25,000, yeah, I'll throw a $25,000 at you if I got it. Like ain't hurting nothing.
right,
But I gotta see. But it depends on what it is. I might be like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. I can't support that. And then you're gonna feel some type of way. Like, oh, you don't support me. But show me the business plan. But that's what it comes down to. We have that, and it comes a hard conversation. It's not I don't support you, babe. I don't support you in this specific thing because it doesn't go. It doesn't go together. It
right,
does. I don't see us. There's no money. This business plan don't make no sense.
right,
But a lot of people would take that they'll translate that as into you don't support me. That's all they see, right? Because that's your dream and you're going. You see it as me stepping on it, but I'm like, no, that's not a good idea.
right. That's true. So this lady that we're about to view,
Mhm.
this is my girl Chantel. Great content. The one on the right,
Mhm.
great content. Please, everybody, go check her out if you get a chance. She's doing her thing. Um, but we're going to listen to the lady in the middle. She will disagree with probably everything we just said.
Roll the clip.
Right.
Am I the only one that feels like Cameron was just being cheap? He's talking about like listen to what he said. It didn't really make sense. He said I'd rather invest in my female than give. First of all, when men say that, that's a dead giveaway that they're being cheap, because in order to give you the money, giving someone the money leaves your hands quicker than investing, right? So they know if they giving it to you, they have to just give it to you right then and there. Telling you they're gonna invest in you is them coming up with an excuse to procrastinate. First of all, what's $25,000?
Hold on. So she said is them telling you that or giving you an excuse to procrastinate. But why would he need to, I guess, procrastinate and give her the money if he's saying, "Yo, I heard you out, and I feel like that this isn't a good business idea." I don't think it was him being cheap. I think it was him like, "Yo, once again, just because I'm in a relationship with you doesn't mean I'm obligated to give you money on that level." Just like if he was Bill Gates rich, and once again $25,000, let's say he made that in 15 minutes, like $25,000 was like $5 to me and you, or five
Right.
cents to me and you,
Mhm.
whatever. Who's to say I'm still obligated to give you my $25? Who just because once again you're with me, especially if I'm doing all of these other things as your man, who's to say that I'm now obligated simply because I'm your man to give you $25,000 because I have it? And if it was once again, if it was the other way around, I don't think that a woman should be obligated to give $25,000, hell, $5,000 to a man just because they're together. Like, especially once again, if she's deemed that my business idea isn't going to be fruitful. Now, if she's like, "Hey, I got 25,000. I like you, dude. Here you go. Let's see if you can do something with it." Cool. But if she's like, "Yeah, I'm listening to your business plan, and if I'm stepping outside of the fact that I'm in a relationship, a sexual relationship with you, but I'm looking at your business plan, and me and you are talking business right now, I don't see this as a fruitful business idea. So therefore, I don't want to necessarily uh, give you $25,000." Yeah, I'm gonna be in my feelings because I'm like to another, if I'm being honest, that lady. But once I get out of my feelings and I'm just looking at this from a business point of view, all right, cool. I can see, where you may be coming from.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like that's like to say you don't mix business and pleasure, right? Because it can get messy. Because if as my lady, like I said, you're thinking some people will think that as okay, as you're my dude, you're supposed to support me regardless. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna support you if you're making sense about something or you're making something that we can get this return on this investment from. Like I think with this in the beginning, it seems like already it's just an emotional response. Oh, he's being cheap. How is he being cheap? Just because he has $25,000? Who wants to throw away 25,000? That's a lot of that's for some people that's a lot of money,
Right.
right? And to throw it away just because okay, I gave you this and I decided okay, I don't think that was a good idea, right? Um, it's not being cheap. It's protecting what you've made, protecting your investment that you've already made into yourself,
Right.
right? Because instead of just being okay, yeah, it's 25,000, go do it, good. Now, yeah, if I got Bill Gates money, you know what I'm saying, or I got long generational wealth money, yeah, I might throw you 25,000, maybe. But if I don't have it like that, to where maybe yeah, I'm gonna be a little cautious, or even so, I might be that person who, and not say cheap per se is a word to use, but cautious. I might still not give you that $25,000
Right. But
and
I think too, if you and you may not, but if you pay attention to the type of women that it seems like Cam goes for, they're
mm,
like, and you see her energy,
mm,
they're like
mm-hmm,
the around the way girls, so to speak.
mm-hmm. Right. So they got a hustler's mentality. They got a different run me them
He
coins.
he knows that. So he's still like, yeah, um, I see that you have, the drive to do this, but just because you
Potential.
have the drive doesn't mean
Yeah.
that it's gonna be fruitful. And the fact that he went back and he was like, "Yeah, so how's the business doing?" Which was shady, which was shady, but funny how he said it. Yeah, it didn't work out. So once again, it justified me not giving you the $25,000 because it wasn't
Mhm.
fruitful. And I think she had been going through nursing school for 10 years or something
Oh
like that.
my gosh, that's crazy.
And that's the other thing that what he was taking a shot at her in the longer video, like, yo, you've been going through nursing school for like 10 years. Like, once again, I was justified in not investing in you as a woman
Yeah.
and as a business partner because
Yeah.
your decisions. But
You can invest in your education. Come on now, stop.
right,
Especially to Cameron, right? You couldn't just give her the $25,000 to do whatever I don't know, the roof, whatever, wedding venue or whatever. You couldn't just give her the $25,000. Then he's talking about, oh, I didn't invest in you. He said he'd rather invest in a woman rather than give her the money. Okay, so why didn't you invest in her? Oh, because you have that bad investments. So why didn't you give her a good investment? I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding that. No comprende. I don't understand that at all.
hold on. She said, why didn't you give her the good investment? But at the same time, too, who say that Cam had a good investment at that time to give her versus I'm Cam, I'm a millionaire, and by default, you're getting, some of the lifestyle because of the investment I made over here in the rap game and other stuff. But who's to say that he per se has a business idea to give her though? Versus I have the money to invest in the business idea that you have, but in listening to you and seeing the end result, it wasn't going to be something that I thought was fruitful. And he may have even, like I said, ran it by somebody who is more business savvy than he is. And like you said
Mhm.
earlier, I forget the example exactly, but I think she said something. If this is what it is, a wedding venue, this and this, and he may have been like, "Yo, you know how many wedding venues or wedding companies that rent out venues and set up and everything that you're going to be up against?
Right.
Have you done your due diligence in saying, well, what you're gonna need, what it's gonna take, the staff, do you got a chair connect, do you got a table, the flower connect, the building, like do you understand all that? And depending on what that conversation was, like you said, he may be like, nah, I don't think that you're gonna be able to just get in like that unless once
Mhm.
again, possibly you use my name or something as your leverage starting out to get in there and draw attention to you. But if that's
Mhm.
not the case, if that's not what you want, and if that's not what I want, and it's just starting off of your name, then I'm just throwing $25,000 to the wind to make you feel
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point. Like I said, if you get into the garbage truck business, and I just use it as an example, and where you at garbage trucks is city got that on lock. Why do we need you, right? So, and I think that's the thing when I see people in investments, I'm like, and I learned a lot watching, Shark Tank, right? They'd be like, tell me how you different than somebody else who already doing this, right? Because when they want to invest, right, their money, when they're asking the sharks to buy it to invest into their product, they ask them, "What are you doing that's different than everybody else? Who are you doing? You have a patent on this? What is this? What is that? Whatever. You doing something that everybody else doing? Why am I gonna invest in that? Especially if I already got that going for me already.
right,
Especially if he might have a friend that's already into the same thing he's trying to invest in. Yo, my friend already. I'm already helping my friend with this, or not helping, but my friend already does this,
right.
right?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's in that world, so of course he knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, right? So he's trying to help you and be like, that's not a good investment right now. Do something else. And then he's saying why, like you said, and I agree totally with what you said, right? Why is it his job to give her a good investment? She wants looking for a business to get her stuff up and going, which is okay, but come with something that nobody else ain't doing that'll make you stand out.
Right. Because then too, like when she said, "Well, why didn't you give it to?" But once again, let's just say me and you, we are already worth $20 million off of whatever it is that we do. I may not be looking for, or we may not be the type of people that come up with ideas. We just off of our skill set, have made the money that we've made, and that's it. I may not be the idea. Like everybody isn't the idea guy. If we're gonna
Fact.
be honest, that's not everybody's thing. Some people's
Right.
like, well, yeah, I'm not the idea guy, but I have the money to invest in your idea.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm listening to your idea, I'm like, yeah, that's stupid. I'm not gonna invest into your idea. But
Right.
but if we're gonna also try and be fair, like I remember Shaq saying that early on with Starbucks, they came to him and was like, "Yo, we trying to get you in the game. We want you to, basically you." I think they wanted him to provide some startup money or to kind of like
Mm.
be the face to where how he's doing with a lot of these insurance companies and all of that stuff. And he was like, "Nah, this is a bad idea." Fast forward, he's like, "Yo, that's one of the worst decisions that I
Ever.
made not to invest in Starbucks early on." He's like, "You know how rich I'd be right now?" So you can miss it. You can
Mm-hmm.
miss
Mm-hmm.
opportunities as well. So just to put that out there to where, yeah, that's not to say just
Oh,
because you have the
okay.
money and you're really good in this area that you know what all good business ideas look like.
Right. Yeah, it's just like what was that other one? I think it was Uber. One of the guy who invested in Uber. Dirt rich, right? You know, what I mean, like generational wealth because he invested at the right time. Or Amazon, right? Amazon started how many years ago, right? That dude, somebody took a chance on him, and look at him now, right? We got wives that get divorced because they keep their Amazon packages, you know what I'm saying, at
You
the
know,
door, right?
one of the things that I missed out on early on that I still be pissed off when I think about it now, when Bitcoin was first getting popping, I was looking at
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin and I had like $3,000-4,000 to invest in Bitcoin. At the time, Bitcoin was like I think 900 and something dollars per Bitcoin.
Oh wow.
And I didn't really, I won't say really, I didn't know anything about it. But I
Mm-hmm.
asked some of the dudes in my office who were like, in my opinion, were IT nerds. I'm like, yo, what
Mm-hmm.
do y'all know about this? Like, is this something that I should throw money into? And they were like, nah, if I was you, I wouldn't because of what is it, regulation and all of this. And
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't, and once again, I was like, well, y'all the IT dudes for real, for
Right.
real. Let me take y'all advice. And I ended up investing into a black what was it, media company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That money just fast forward, one Bitcoin was up to being $100,000. So I could have had $300,000 to $400,000
No,
in
in
Bitcoin
Bitcoin.
if I had followed my gut feeling versus listening to somebody else.
But you didn't know that world. I mean, you could have done your research, but how much would you really have understood?
Right. So, some you win some, you lose some. But
Right.
this is just a little bit more of this, and then we can.
Okay. Okay.
Because things started getting too expensive for you. You just didn't want to give her the $25,000. That's what it really was. I don't know that woman. I'm not defending her, and I'm not even trying to bash Camron. I don't really have anything against him. I don't know him like that. I never met that girl. I never met Camron. No, I'm lying. I met Camron a couple times, but it's not like he remembers me. I don't know him. But it's not. How are y'all all bashing this female? And Camron was not making any sense. He clearly said, I'd rather invest in my woman than give to my woman. That is a popular line that a lot of cheap guys say so they don't have to hurry up and just give it to you in your hand. He said, I'd rather invest in my woman than give to my woman, right? Then she's like, so you never invested in me. Oh, because you had bad investments. So why didn't you give her a good... A lot of y'all just wasn't listening. Y'all was just mad that she was talking aggressively. And then, to be honest, he was being condescending. He wasn't being laid back. He was being condescending. And he knew that y'all would be on his side because y'all are not that smart. Where was the investment? I mean, my man invests in me all the time. We have a lot of investments together. So how couldn't someone like Camron and her invest? He just didn't want to. He didn't want to give her the $25,000. I'm really starting to feel like he dates women that he doesn't have to give any money to. That's what it seems like.
I'm sorry.
Yo, so we can stop it right there. I thought when she said that, when I first saw that, when she said, I thought that was so pivotal. She said he dates women that he doesn't have to give money to.
You said that. You said that. You called it.
I think she thought that she was condemning him when she said that versus she actually brought up a really valid point. If Cameron is dating the type of women that he doesn't have to give money to, not because, hey, we don't want anything from you because, you're Cameron and we're just so happy to be with you. But if he's dating women that's on the same financial level as him, what is the issue? What is the issue if he's dating women that he doesn't have to give money to? Now, I'm sure I'm once again, if I'm trying not to be overly biased, because I am a Dipset fan, I'm sure throughout the years and even today, he can get women to date him or sleep with him simply because he's Cameron and he doesn't, quote unquote, have to give money to them. But then, depending on how I want to take this, is it wrong for him to be dating women that he doesn't have to give money to because they also are financially up? So that expectation for me just to give money to you simply because I have it. Because like I said, if you switch the roles around and we're sitting here listening to a dude telling a woman you never invested in me, we're gonna be like, what type of man are you that
Right.
you're over here whining about this woman not giving you?
Mhm.
It's not the same, but think about how it was when Holly Berry was having to pay child support and or alimony to her ex-husband and her baby daddy.
Mhm.
But notice we never get that same type of backlash.
Energy.
We have
Right.
to pay child support and alimony, whether we're at fault or not. So I'm
Right.
like, yeah, nah, he still gets to choose and pick who he shares his money with. Like that's something. And if you kind of go on, like I said, the video is longer, but even it's other guys that aren't in these clips who go on to kind of call her out and be like, you got to be fair in what you're saying, and that business idea wasn't on the up and up. If we're gonna be fair about this,
And I think that's the problem. There's two different lenses looking at this, right? You have, like I said, there's women who feel like your money is my money. You know what I'm saying? And so and then you have the other end where guys are like, yeah, I'm gonna protect him, but I'm gonna. And like I said, look at the level. Like I said, he's dating women that he doesn't have to give money to, and you can look at it twofold too, right? Because you can look at it. Okay, if I throw you a couple of dollars, take you out nice, I don't have to invest in you, right? I could just take you out, let you enjoy my lifestyle, but I don't have to invest in you because what I'm saying. Like you said, I can get whoever I want or get girls because I'm Cameron. We
right,
have the girls that are just gonna do that just for the clout.
right,
I just think at the end of the day, we need to, like I said, it needs to be accepted for what it is, right? And people are gonna have different opinions, but at the end of the day, you picked an investment idea that was not suitable to his standards from the person you were asking. It's no different than going to the bank, right? And you go to the bank, can't want to do this and this, but we don't think that we should invest. We should give you our money, right? You're not calling the bank cheap, right? What I'm saying? You might be mad, but you're not calling the bank is just what we see you providing. We don't think we're gonna make money off of that,
right,
right?
right,
So therefore, we're gonna deny you,
right.
right? So the same thing. You went to the Bank of Cameron and you got denied your loan. accept it for what it is,
Right,
regardless of. And like I said, business and pleasure, right? Because you said looking from a business point of view, me being your man, yeah, or whatever. What I'm saying? You can say, well, because in her mind, because you're my man, you should have just done it. And
right,
same thing with this other lady saying, because you was her man, because you're her man, you should just do it. But he's like, no, because you're my man, don't means I have to do it. And you could also have two sides of the coin, you know.
right. Because the other lady brought up, she's like, well, me and my man. It seemed like she was about to say thousands of things, but then she caught herself really quick and say, we have a lot of business ventures or whatever together. And I'm like, but notice then too, she never goes into the dollar amount that her man has invested in her. Like,
Right.
she made sure she didn't say, "Oh, he's invested X amount into me." She just says, "He's invested in me." Well, that can be, time. That could be
Mm-hmm.
me sitting there
Mm-hmm.
hashing out different ideas with you, and that could be money as well, but then her man may have never just given her all at once $25,000. Now, it could have been $25,000 over the course of their relationship, but then it may
Mm-hmm.
not have been $25,000 all at once. And like I said, I kinda somewhat understand where she's coming from when she said, "All right, dude, it's only 25K." But then it's also to where it's not just the money. It is him saying, "Yeah, we may be together," and you know this, and I think most women know this as well. Just because we're together, doesn't mean that I see in you what I may see in the next woman when it comes to potential and all of this either. Just like
And vice versa.
go ahead.
I said, and vice versa.
Right, as well, to where as a woman, you may be dealing with a dude that you're like, yo, I can't see this dude as a father to my kids or as a husband, but I can see me having a good time with you. Like, you're a good person. We have fun together. I enjoy your company.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think about you in this totality, I can't see me giving you a child because you're irresponsible. You're not da
Mm-hmm.
da da da. But as far as having a good time, you're the same thing. Why can't he feel that
You're a
way?
bad guy.
Like,
You're a
yo,
bad guy.
I see you as, my lady over here, but as far as your business ideas so far, you haven't brought me anything to this nature. It doesn't have to deal with me being cheap. But once again, let's say he is cheap. It's still his money.
Right.
It's still his money at the end of the day. It's
Yeah.
still his money at the
And I think it comes down to it too, right? Let's be real. If he wanted to be a real, a real, a hole about it, you're not even his wife, ma. You know what I'm saying?
that part too.
He could invest his money and then you get this money. You be like, "All right, peace, bro. Appreciate you." Now who in their feelings,
But
right?
see, at that part, that's something nice that you brought up too. That if I've watched other podcasts
Mm-hmm.
and women have done that to their husbands and or boyfriends to where they helped them out, they started a business, that business took off, and they're like, yo, I don't need you anymore. I'm making X amount of money. I'm doing this. You're no longer needed. Now, Cameron wouldn't be in those dudes' positions as far as, once again, finances go. But then
Mm-hmm.
you're right. You're making, I gave you this, you're making this type of money. I'm no longer needed. But if Cameron, I'm sure, is smart and have any sense in his head, or if he really even cares, let's go ahead and sign. Let's write up this
Mm-hmm.
contract.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want a certain percentage of this, and then if
Royalties,
it does
whatever.
take off, and you still say, "Hey, I don't want to be with you anymore. I got the bag now." Fine, that's cool. I'm also still getting my percentage because, once again, we conducted good business
Right.
outside of wherever our relationship went and didn't last. I still get my whatever percentage from it if I thought that it was going to be a good idea, or let's say I didn't, and I'm like, just in case, I'm gonna do my due diligence and say I want 5% of whatever. And if it doesn't do anything, it's $25,000. If it does, it's $250,000, 2.5, 25 million. And I
Right.
cover my, all my bases on this or whatever. So, but we've
Yeah.
been going for a minute now. Oh, go ahead. Did I cut you off?
No, you good. No, I was just saying. I agree. Like I said, it just. And I said the biggest thing too. Even if you don't sign something in a marriage, at least I can say, hey, this was accumulated in the marriage.
Right,
I'm still entitled to some of this, right? When you're in a relationship, okay, you know
right,
what I'm saying. So yeah, but that's it. Bro. I appreciate it, man.
right. Once again, appreciate my guests. Thank you guys for taking your time to view the video with us. Please leave your likes, your comments, your thoughts, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Good night.
Peace.